As a speech therapist, I'm constantly thinking, how do children learn best? I've taken all of my years of experience and developed 5 guiding principles to child learning. These principles help children feel happier and more successful during the learning process. The first principle is find the fun. Learning should be fun. In order for anybody to do anything, there has to be clear motivation. It just so happens that children are motivated by things that are fun. Parents, you know your child best, and you know what gets them excited. Take whatever that is and use it to your advantage. And don't forget, give them lots of praise for all of their efforts. When children feel like they're doing a good job, they feel empowered to continue learning, even when they complete a task they didn't like. And that leads me to my next guiding principle. Celebrate the little things. It's easy to stay focused on the outcomes we want. I want my child to talk more or to have more friends at school. In order to get to long-term outcomes, we need to do 2 things. Break down activities into small components, and then celebrate the small wins. Let me give you an example. I was working with a child named Emily. Emily's mom wanted her to have better conversations, so she came to see me for speech therapy. After our first session, I realized that Emily had a really hard time answering questions. Before I could improve her ability to have conversations, I needed to teach her how to answer questions. We began working on basic questions, and I made sure we celebrated every time she made even the smallest progress. Emily continued to make small gains until one day she was able to answer questions. Then, her conversational skills automatically improved. If I was only focusing on her conversation skills, then I would have missed all of the fantastic improvements she made along the way. Now, it's really important to break down activities into small components, but we need to make sure we're still pushing a child out of their comfort zone. And this leads me to our next guiding principle, which is always up the ante. Take a child where they're at and push them just beyond that point. Now, this is a delicate dance. You want to push a child enough so that they're challenged, but not so far out of their comfort zone that they lose interest or motivation because the task has become too difficult. I love using this principle when I'm working on attention skills. Say Henry is working on sitting at a table and finishing a puzzle. He's only able to do 2 puzzle pieces, and then he wants to get up and do something else. So I take where he's at, putting 2 puzzle pieces in, and then slowly push him beyond that point. When kids start to get anxious to finish an activity, I'll often say, okay, let's finish one more, and then we can be done. For a child like Henry, it's also really important that we set clear expectations, which is principle number 4. Now, this is a behavior principle that I talk about in another one of my videos. The message is this: set an expectation and be consistent in your follow-through. So this means if you give your child a direction, you have to make sure they listen and follow through. When you first introduce this concept, your child might get upset because they don't want to do it. Just stay calm and keep reiterating the expectation until they follow through. It's also a good idea to establish familiar routines so your child knows what to expect. New people and new routines can create anxiety. So whenever I start working with a child, I try to set up familiar and predictable routines. This could be as simple as sitting in the same chair or starting the session with the same activity. Children feel a lot more at ease when they know what to expect. The last and most important principle is create positive experiences. When you're challenging a child to learn something new, the task can quickly become a negative experience, especially if they have learning difficulties. Children learn best through nurturing relationships and positive interactions. So when you're sitting down with your child to teach them something, the goal should be a positive learning experience. To help make sure all of my sessions are really positive, I like to start and end with a giggle. Getting a child laughing and engaged helps get them ready and motivated for us to work together. Then, I always end my sessions by doing something silly and fun that makes them laugh. A child won't necessarily remember everything I taught them, but ending with a giggle ensures that they'll remember the experience in a positive light. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. How do you get your child excited to learn? Are there any tricks you use to keep the learning process fun? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll be the first to know when I release new videos. If you want even more great content on guiding your child to success, be sure to check out my website and sign up for my email updates to get exclusive access to more tips, tricks, and resources that I don't share anywhere else. Remember, a little progress each day adds up to big results. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.